Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. A storm has shaken the spiritual and traditional foundation of Ile-Ife Palace. The unthinkable has happened. No? The sacred Aare crown, the most powerful and spiritually potent crown of the Ooni of Ife, was exchanged for a fake, and the consequences beyond imagination. Now, if you have followed this trend carefully, they said that just like Joe Kabiyesi was trying to enter into the Oshun shrine, okay, to perform some rituals. And, it was there that he tripped and he fell, okay? That's with due respect, okay? And, normally these things do not happen. I do know that the Ooni of Ife is a human being, but for him to have tripped and to have fallen means a whole lot to the Yoruba people. And it's not something they want to take lightly, so they had to immediately try to find out what is going on, because there is spiritual implications to occurrences like that. Now, as we are hearing what is going on, they say that they had to go and find out the reason why that had happened, okay? Now, Ife has been very, very busy since she came. Like I told you earlier, the only thing that you and I will talk about is, Ooni of Ife, Olori Naomi, and the Oloris. But Ile-Ife and Ooni of Ife, it's more than just these stories that you keep hearing. The man is a spiritual leader to a great and huge community of people. So what that means is that he's got a lot of responsibilities. And they said the reason why Ife was made to return back to Nigeria is to, make sure that a lot of things are changed before the next Amualabi day, okay? And so there have been spiritual exercises going on. As they are going on, they come back to Ile-Ife Palace, Ile-Ife Palace, and they go back inside the ancient forest. They come back to the palace, they go back inside the sacred forest, and they said Ife and others, they have not rested. They've been going back and back and back. And so because of a particular finding that was made in the sacred forest, Oni required to enter the Oshun shrine to go and do a ritual, okay? And they said as he was entering into the Oshun shrine, usually the one inside Ile-Ife, they said that he would go from the back, okay, with due respect, okay, to the tradition of the Yoruba people. They said he would go from the back, and they said as he was going from the back, he tripped and he failed. And that meant so much. And so they had to summon everybody, including Ife. And they said a good thing is that this is happening at a time where Ife is right here in Nigeria. That if this had happened when Ife was not in Nigeria, they would have had to fly to go meet with her, because she's one of the most powerful and the best across the globe, okay? And so now, when they did their finding, they found out that the Aare, crown that Kabiyesi had on when he was entering the palace is not the real Aare crown that is being exchanged. Okay. Now, this is what we are hearing. They said that, in fact, let me even tell you something. The Aare crown is not an ordinary crown. It is, it is not just an ordinary crown that anybody can take. No, this is they said that the Aare crown is one of the most powerful items that the gods hands over to any Ooni of Ife that is, being coronated. Usually they give them the Aare crown during the coronation. Okay, now they say the exchange of the Aare crown is a spiritual abomination. They say it has left the elders of Ile-Ife weeping like children, the oracle thundering in rage, and the throne of Oduduwa shaken to its root. Okay. Now, about the Aare crown and why is it so important? The Aare crown is not just a piece of, regalia. It is a soul of the Oni's divine authority. This crown is believed to carry the energy of Oduduwa, the progenitor of the Yoruba race. It is the only crown that the Oni wears when entering the Oshun shrine, where he connects directly with the spirit of the ancestors, the Orisha and the deities of Ile-Ife. Wearing the Aare crown is not an ordinary act. It is a spiritual alignment with the gods. It is said that when the Oni wears the Aare crown, he does not walk like a mere, mortal. His steps become those of an immortal. Now, let you understand something. Hello? So, sorry, please. So, I don't know if you saw this footage of a crown that Ooni of Ife wore one of those days. Sometime I saw that footage on social media. A very big crown that he was carrying. I don't know if that is what they call the Aare crown. Because I don't know it, I've never seen it before. But one thing that was significant, as far as I am concerned, was the way Kabiyesi was walking on that day. He had one funny step, not funny, excuse my language, please, okay? I'm sorry about that. No. He had one unique step, okay? Yes, he had one unique step on that day he wore that crown. So I don't know if it is the Aare crown, because what we are hearing now, they say that this very crown that they say they exchanged is a crown that is believed to carry the energy of Oduduwa, the progenitor of the Yoruba race. It is the only crown that the Oni wears when entering the Oshun shrine, where he connects directly with the spirit of the ancestors. Now, the Orisha and the deities of Ile-Ife. They said wearing the Aare crown is not an ordinary crown. I think I've got, but one thing I was trying to make you understand is that they said when he wears the Aare crown, he doesn't walk like mortal, that he walks like, the gods, okay? That when he wears that crown, his step becomes like that of an immortal. His voice, carries the vibration of Oduduwa, and his authority transcends the physical realm, okay? Now, they say without this crown, the only spiritual connection is broken, and if the wrong crown is worn, they're saying it's heavy wahala or calamity. So, how could this have happened? They say people are crying, elders are crying. How could someone within the sacred walls of the palace dare to, switch the Aare crown? This is not just theft. This is spiritual treason. Hey, I say wahala every day. As we are hearing, the Aare crown was exchanged for a fake, and nobody noticed until the Oni in his divine robe stepped into the Oshun shrine for his sacred duties. But something was wrong. The gods were silent. The spirit did not respond. The air was heavy. Then, before the eyes of Ifa diviners, the unthinkable happened. The Oni stumbled. A king who wears the true Aare crown does not stumble. The moment his foot lost balance, the shake of the oracle pierced the, palace. The crown is not yours. The crown is ours. Elders collapsed in tears. Chief trembled. Even the strongest warrior of the palace fell to their knee in horror. How could the king of a spiritual head of the Yoruba race be tricked into wearing this swish crown, is what they said people are saying. Now, let me be honest with you. This is beyond palace politics. So, this is spiritual war. The moment they only wore that swish crown, several things happened. They said disconnection from the ancestors. Number one, these are the spiritual implications. They said the Oni is the earthly representative of Oduduwa. By wearing the swish crown, the line of communication between him and the gods was interrupted. This could bring spiritual consequences for the entire Yoruba, land, that is the Ile-Ife. The throne's authority was undermined, okay? They say the Aare crown represents the disputed legacy of the Oni. If he wears a fake crown, it means the wrong energy sits on the throne, which could weaken the power and influence of, weaken the power and influence of Ile-Ife. Now, Nominius signed for the land. In ancient times, when a king was wrongly crowned or when a ritual was corrupted, it led to famine, war, or internal chaos. The fact that this happened in this time is a warning that the spiritual order is being tampered with, okay? Now, they said the identity of the Ooni of Ife also was questioned. A king who stumbles while wearing the Aare crown raises suspicion. The enemies of the throne may use this to question the strength, power, and legitimacy of the throne. Okay? Now, number 5. They say the culprit holds a dangerous power. The person who stole and replaced the Aare crown is not an ordinary thief. This is someone who understands the deep secret of the palace, someone with an ulterior motive, either to weaken the Ooni of Ife, to manipulate the sacred throne for personal or political gain. Hey, wahala plenty, oh. Now that the truth has been revealed, the palace must act fast. This is not a matter to be settled with May what? The Ifa diviners must be consulted to identify and punish those behind this sacrilege. The real Aare crown must be recovered, cleansed, and restored. And above all, the Oni must be spiritually fortified to prevent such a disaster from happening again. This is a time for the Yoruba people to stand united. The enemies of, the Yoruba tradition must not be allowed to, desecrate the heritage. Ile-Ife is the cradle of Yoruba race, and the throne of the Oni is not an ordinary one. It is a sacred institution that must be protected at all costs. It is not a small something, no. What we are hearing now, they said that was why Kabiyesi failed the way he did, with due respect, and they said heavy wahala is happening in the palace of the Ooni of Ife right about now. I'm going to bring you more updates. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.